house. A very good afternoon to all of you. So, and welcome to Kochi. Like, if anybody of you are stuck up in the traffic, I am responsible for that. But I assure, like, you will be stuck up in the traffic. And, point. So, but anyway, like, there are lot of improvements, and I think Kochi, if we can see as a city which has experimented with lot of multimodal transit systems, and we have a lot of experiments at a very, very small size. And I'll just try to present it not as an expert, but as a person from the enforcement side and who has been using these systems for managing the traffic and ensuring mobility of the people and vehicles in the city. So these are certain of the expectations that we have across. Like, our expectations are that we want to be safe, and it need to be accessible to people. Like, for instance, I get down, let us say I want to take metro, I want to take public transit system. If I have to walk for 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers from my house, I think it doesn't exist for me, like, practically. The third thing is the inclusiveness. Like, this is with regard to two aspects. One is for persons who are having mobility, different modes of mobility. Like, I want to cycle, I want to go by public transport, I want to have a vehicle, my own personal vehicle, or I want to walk. So, like, accessibility for all these people, all these modes is one thing. Second is about the cost that is involved in transport. Affordability is the next one, and it has to be, like, we expect that it is very smart. Like, all things, all technology we are speaking, like, we speak only about data, AI, and machine learning and everything, nothing below that. Then about whenever systems fail, systems should get back fast. Like, every monsoon you come to Kochi, any city you go, like, 2 drops of rain, it will be flooding at 2-3 places in any city you take today. So when such situations are there, how effectively we can actually restore the systems and ensure mobility to the people and the vehicles. Of course, like, today in India, 12% of emissions is actually contributed by the vehicles on the roads. And therefore, if you have to have a net zero carbon emissions and other things and all, roads are going to be a very significant contributor in that. And therefore, for building integrated green solutions for public transit in cities, we of course need to actually bring in green energies and green technologies. Yeah. So these are certain of the challenges we all know. For congestion is the major thing, and the environment impact, which we have discussed just, and inefficient public transport. Public transport is not efficient from various perspectives. The last mile connectivity is one of the biggest challenge. And second thing is non-availability at various places. Maybe certain routes are highly, like, you have buses and other things every half minute. Certain routes you don't have, you have a bus, maybe the frequency of it will be 1 per day or 2 per day. So this is inaccessibility to the public transport. Then social inequality, like, wherein you have the costs that required to be considered. And the safety issues, still Indian roads are, though the safety considerations are increasing like anything, the kind of technology that we are using on the roads, which are being built now, it is very nice, but yet we have a lot of accidents, a lot of people dying on the roads every day. So we'll get into certain of the solutions. So one is the multimodal connectivity. Like, for instance, as I told, Kochi is one of the place where a lot of things have been implemented. Water metro is, I think, one of its first in India and in many countries also. And it has been a very successful model that Kochi actually could bring in, thanks to Behra sir and the team here. And there is there is what it is going to give is more integration with other transits. Like for instance, we can have multimodal transit hubs. Vaitila, which is one of the places in Kochi, it has a Vaitila hub. It is a transit hub that is generated. There is a Vaitila metro station. There is a Vaitila bus station. It is one of the entry points for the city from outside. So not only the city commutation, but also the commutation from outside happens there. And it gave some success, and some engineering issues are there with regard to that. And maybe like if it is settled, it will relieve the city from lot of congestion. And smart mobility platforms for unified ticketing. Like I wanted to that reduces the time and the kind of it increases the ease of use of various mobility systems. And non-motorized transport. Here, if we see, the Kochi Smart Mission Limited has implemented wherever the roads that are developed by it, there is a separate green path for cyclists and pedestrians. But in practice, like, it is very difficult to ensure that is exclusively available for them because of various reasons. One of the biggest reason is the encroachment of street hawkers. Second is the parking. Parking is a major issue in any city you go. So when these vehicles encroach upon the pedestrians' routes or the paths for the non-motorized transport modes, then they get into the roads and roads become unsafe. So that is one problem that we have, but this is only the solution. And second thing is, like, there should be an equity in provision of in utility of the road space. Like for instance, a car using X amount of road space is transporting 1 or 2 persons, while a bus which is transporting 50 people is using only 2x of the space or 3x of the space that is being used. Like, our entire road transport system is vehicle centric and not people centric. So if we try to make it people centric, like in, let us say, per second or per minute, how many people I am actually clearing from the road, if that is a metric that we are actually looking at, then our entire system will be, we will understand we will realize the significance of providing dedicated corridors for public transport system in that. It is like, if I can clear 10 buses, I'll be clearing 500 people. But for clearing 500 people in private vehicles, I have to clear at least 250 to 300 vehicles on the road. So if we reorient our things, then I think, like, we can improve the utilization of the space in more equitable manner. Then land use changes. We have to bring in this transit-oriented development, wherein, especially in the new CBDs that are going to come up in the new urban spaces, there, if a multimodal hub, a transit hub can be established, and around which the developmental economic activity can be brought out, including the requirement of parking and other requirements, I think it will be one of the economic way of utilization of urban spaces, and then it will also improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the things. Then about promoting the green transport solutions, electric EV is the revolution, and unless there is support from the policy side and the incentivizing the kind of technologies that are going to come up in this, the initiation will not happen. So renewable energy integration of the things, like, we have to bring up, like for instance, Cochin International Airport is a fully solar powered international airport, the first in the world. So such kind of things can actually bring out a lot of transformation in the entire transporting system. Non-motorized transport, we need to give a separate consideration for the people who are using bikes, who are pedestrians, because they are not wearing helmets, or the gears the kind of protection a vehicle provides is not there for the person who is walking on the road. So therefore they require separate consideration, and it requires a cultural behavioral change on the roads. Then about the policy and governance frameworks, we need to bring about a national urban mobility framework, and it should be part of the urban planning systems for any upcoming city. And then capacity building has to be done. Like if we see the government functionaries and machineries which are there is a lot of gap in the capacity of the persons for first envisaging the thing, second planning the thing, third implementing it, for enforcing it. So these are at different stages. Unless we envisage all the things together, a change cannot be brought in. The next thing is about the technology and data. We all know technology is the thing everybody speaks, but like we have in the smart city mission project here, like from my experience I can tell there are 17 junctions wherein dynamic integrated signaling system has been implemented for movement of the better movement of the vehicles. Like you get a red signal here, you should not get any red again, it should be all green. So that is how, and people should be waiting only on the basis of the number of vehicles on the queue. Queue is same. But in these 19 segments where it was implemented, about 15, 16 they were successful. 4 segments we found it is failing. Means technology fails. Technology also should be placed in an ecosystem. It is not that you bring the best of the technology, place it, it all takes care of the things. It is not like that. We found that at 4 junctions, the queue is longer. If we are maintaining it manually, the queue is lesser. So we don't know why it is happening like that. So technology in a right ecosystem is what we should be thinking about while we implement the things. Then about utilization of data. In India, still technology and computer means giving data, feeding data. Still, the computer is yet to give back what it has to give back. So we are still waiting since 1 decade, waiting for that data to answer our queries and all. So I think that will soon come up. And the behavioral change is actually the key thing in improving the road safety and improving the effective use of road. So we need to understand why we have the systems in place at each and everything, and we should promoting awareness is one of the effective things in Kochi. Essentially, I just wanted to share my experience. That's why I'm taking the Kochi. So awareness helped a lot in increasing the compliance with the rules and regulations, and it increased the safety of the people that who are on the roads. And if we see people, we have seen increased use of the zebra crossings, increased use of various other things on the street. So these are certain of the examples we have wherein integrated systems connecting the last miles through effective means. Like for instance, here Kochi Metro has brought in the system of using e-3-wheelers, the auto rickshaws, for connecting the last gap, and it has improved things a lot. For instance, again, I can tell we have football matches that are conducted in the stadium here, thanks to Behra sir again. What we did is that 25,000, 30,000 people come to watch the thing. If 25,000 vehicles are allowed to that, it is going to choke the entire city. You see, Cochin doesn't boast of wide roads. It is very narrow. So the vehicles are parked outside the city, and Metro provides a concession on that day for people with the ticket. who wanted to watch the match, and they come, they watch, they go back in the metro again and take their vehicles. So it eased the city from traffic on the road, parking spaces, and various other things. So maybe certain of these things can actually help in improving the things, like and a kind of small action plan, if we say, like we have to have mobility hubs. This is one of the very, very interesting thing that we can implement. Now Vaitla hub is one of the one of the case studies that people can study, and it is not just a transit hub. Lot of business establishments has come around it, and it being an entry to the city, there is a different advantage to that. It has all modes of transport like anchoring there. And the thing is about awareness. Yeah, awareness about the safety and other things has to be seen. The third thing is about people-centric, the passenger-centric transit systems rather than vehicular-centric traffic management is one thing which we can think of. And transit-oriented development is one more thing. EV is another one. In the medium term, we can actually think of. Then multimodal transport systems and shifting to non-motorized transport is one of the way by which we can ensure sustainable, green and clean cities in future. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share certain of the things. And I wish all the people who are here in city to enjoy the place. If there is any snarls on the road, the city looks nice from the road. You can watch out and spend your time on the roads well. Okay. Thank you very much.